It sounds so cliche, but for me, dance is life. And it is where I find not only my greatest self, but my highest spiritual self. So for me, it's my faith and my religion. And so it's something that I can't separate myself from.
We sometimes refer to sports as a ballet, a physical dance between gifted athletes. But I've often wondered whether dancers see themselves as athletes. This is William C. Roden, sports columnist at the New York Times. And I asked Alicia Graf Mack of the world-famous Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater to talk about dance as an athletic endeavor. Are dancers really athletes, and do you consider yourself an athlete?
Absolutely. It requires us to train every day to build a certain type of muscle memory. And so in that sense, I do consider myself an athlete. The difference, though, between an athlete and a dancer is that we're also artists.
Some athletes, and they consider themselves artists. There are some elements of artisticness in what the athlete does, right?
Yes, I think some of the most graceful athletes, like Michael Jordan, for example, the way that he moves, the things that he's able to do with his body. But the difference is that the end goal for Michael Jordan is not to be beautiful or aesthetically pleasing. The end goal is to win a game. For us, the end goal is to touch an audience and to do something aesthetically beautiful or challenging or even ugly at times.
The athlete sweats and grunts. You guys can't do that. The dancer cannot. That almost is antithetic to this whole thing.
That's not exactly true. You might not see it from your perspective because of the lights and things like that, but this is where the athlete and the dancer are the same, is that there is grunting and sweating involved, but we have to hide it in a way with the posture, with the grace, with the makeup that you don't see that part. It's all mirrors and illusion.
Alvin Ailey looked like a linebacker. He did not look like your typical dancing person.
No, Mr. Ailey, he was very square, very broad, very strong. And when you saw him, he looked like an athlete. Actually, he originally was wanting to be a gymnast. And so his upper body was very strong. And what made him so unique was that this big man could move like water.
That's what I like about Ailey, in that you see dancers who really look athletic.
I'm nearly 6 feet tall, and when I go on my toes, I'm over 6 feet tall, which is not really seen as typical for a dancer. Then you have dancers that I will dance next to who are 5 foot and a little bit more stocky, but they're able to achieve the same type of magic and brilliance with varying types of bodies. That's what makes it very exciting to watch, because you always want to see what that body can produce.
You said that you thought that dancers are in better shape than athletes. I mean, when I say athlete, I'm talking about the NFL guy. I'm around a lot of the NBA guy a lot.
You see guys before a game laying on the floor, like trying to stretch, or having a trainer trying to stretch them, right? But if you asked them to let go, the leg would just drop. But with a dancer, you have to learn how to stretch and do extreme stretches, but at the same time, you have to be able to hold it. And I don't know any other athlete that possesses that.
So, I mean, if you look at your career, I mean, as successful as you've been in your career, you've really had challenges with injury, right? I mean,
I started when I was 17 as a professional dancer, and I'm 32 years old now. This is my third comeback into the dancing world. I've had some problems with my knee in terms of cartilage tears, but mainly I've had a history of arthritis.
On a stage, people are playing different positions, or the people have different functions, right?
Sure. A basketball player knows that they're going to run, they're going to jump, they're going to shoot, they're going to defend. There's certain things that they know they're going to do. A dancer has no idea. A choreographer can ask them to do something that has never been done before, and you have to perfect how to do that. You go through an emotional ride during a performance. It's not just the body, it's so much more. And I'm sure an athlete goes through the same thing. The game is a journey. It's not just something you do. It's start to finish something that you really have to push and fight for.